Books are complicated. There are many pieces that come together in a single book. When we see a book sort of like this one, there are many different characters and designs that go with it, and it's hard to tell what goes into a book and what makes it good in the first place. Many say it's a subjective matter, but I'm here to argue that there is an objective matter to tell how a book is good. You yourself are someone who's been reading for a while, writing for a while, and working under me. So I'm here to tell you what makes a book good step by step and following that exact process. Step number 1, interest. Small bites come in interest, sort of like when you're at a grocery store. They give out free samples so you could taste out the food and then you can get more and eventually buy it. The point of interest is that it compounds, it builds up. Sort of like money in a way, books have that same sort of interest depending on how it is presented, how it is effectively told. For instance, the book I pulled over here, this book interested me not only for its simplistic colors, but it's also a way of just getting to how I think about it. The more interest you put into a book, whether it's just be the cover, description, or hell, even just the first few pages will give you exactly what type of thing that makes a book good. Now, yes, this is just in the short term. There will be a difference between short-term and long-term interest with books. Short-term is the best way of keeping that book good, however. No matter what kind of book it is, even if it has the worst kind of ending. I've been seeing some of the worst endings from many authors I've worked with, and one of the worst things that come with it is the ending itself. However, I was still pulled into the book because the interest was good. And it's better for me to be pulled into a book simply by the small interest rather than be fully surprised sometimes. There are many different expectations that come with books, and in particular, just having the smallest interest, even if it is just judging the book by its cover, is the best way of looking at a book and what makes it good in the first place. This is the objective metric that comes with books. And thinking about how books are nowadays, we see this a lot more. You don't pick up a book that just has the most basic cover. We look at books that pull into us, what our favorite kind of the look and colors are, what stories interest us, and what genres we look into. It doesn't matter what kind of book in particular, yes, but like that grocery store analogy, you need to see the interests that come with it. Take in small sample bites, and this can be great for both readers and writers. Think about the small interest, what you can do to pull people in, and eventually being paired by paired, the author and the reader. By having that difference in mind, you will see exactly what makes a book good when looking at it at an objective entry look. Step number 2, the pink elephant rule. The pink elephant rule is easily the most interesting idea I've come across. I was looking into Grayson Taylor, another author I've witnessed online, and I see just how well he explains things. One of the best shorts I've seen of him was simply him talking about this pink elephant. What pulls readers into a story? This can work well as an author yourself if you have an idea in mind. The pink elephant, to simply put it, is just having this grand idea that makes your book special. Sometimes, yes, the interest is what makes it well. But looking at the pink elephant of, let's say, a story similar to 1984, it's the genres, it's the mystery that comes with Big Brother and how effectively it is told. Pink elephant is the strange kind of thing that doesn't make sense at all, but it makes your book special. The more special you make your book, the more effective it looks on the outside. The better you explain the details, the better it will naturally come and be good. Good is a subjective metric, but looking at it objectively, the pink elephant rule can work with any kind of story. What makes your book special, or what makes this particular book special? Depending if you're the reader or the writer, or both, think about those metrics in mind and take in those ideas. The more interest and special kind of feel you have, the better the book will naturally be. Step number 3. Grammar and wordplay. This is the most objective piece of writing that will ever come. For instance, you will never read a book written by a third grader, but you will read a book looking into it with the grammar and editing in mind. Now, there is a difference between grammar and editing, which I'll get to later. But taking in the example of 1984, grammar and wordplay separates the good books to the excellent books. The reason why I am so firm with my books is because I look into the words, I take in ideas, and make sure my grammar is top notch. This can be done simply just by taking in the environment of the book itself, but it can also be effective with the reader. You don't want to have too many words that confuse the reader, but you want to have enough details that would give space to what you want as a reader, but also as a writer too. You want to give enough space for the audience to make sure that they have the space to be able to consume it all, yes, but you should also give them time and effort to see what works and what doesn't. Think of you yourself, no matter if you're the author or the reader, as the teacher that's grading the work. If you see all these details, critique it. If you see all these points, make fun of it. That's what makes a book good. This is the difference between short-term and long-term I brought about. Short-term interest builds up, but it can also build the further you progress in a book. It's an amazing fact, as like those with money instances, you see how books build over time. You see the progression that comes with it. And why I suggest books more than TV shows or video games, because you have this space of collaboration. It gives you this space of presence and this feel that we need in the modern age to be successful, to be effective in what we do. And if you don't have that, then you won't have the space to be able to educate others like myself here. And that's the importance of grammar. Grammar comes in all kinds of forms, and to make a book good, you need to have the good English, the good proper explanation of these phrases and ideas. If you don't have that, then you won't have a good book in your hand. And it's good to see where exactly you stand on these good definitions of books and how well they can be told from person to person. That's where wordplay comes in, as you can take in those ideas that make your book special, or if you're a reader, looking at this particular book and to see what makes it special. All in all, once you figure out those key metrics, just grammar and wordplay, you will see exactly what pulls you in as a reader or an author, and the simple question of what makes a book good. The fourth and final step of what makes a book good is the simple fact of editing. The way you edit a book will be the determined success of a book itself. Editors, like myself, are amazing at making sure that you do what you need to get done and why you write in the first place, to share a message, to share a story, and to share something special to the world. You yourself have the ability to do this, but you aren't thinking more. You aren't thinking above the number you set up for yourself, and it's hard to find that struggle between it as a guy or a girl. Depending on the context, a book being good is still a subjective matter, but the editing and how well all those edits come together, effectively changing the way the grammar, the wordplay, and making the interest and the pink elephant idea all the more effective, the more familiar the book will be. And that is the key to making a book good. You can ignore all the previous options, but the least you could do is have some sort of editing. Now, yes, AI and all those other examples are great, but it's better to have a human physically in front of you, or not physically, but physically working with you, whether it's right in front of you or online, to help you edit your own book. And that is my mission as the healthy writer I am. So I could help you not only read more, but also write more and effectively do this work all together. If you want to have an objectively good book, these are the metrics I want you to understand. To keep it simple, to keep the book interested, and make sure the grammar, wordplay, and editing comes to mind. If you can't figure out any of these step by step, then check out me down in the description, as I have an Instagram. I can personally help you write your first book, sending me the script and seeing just how far you've come along. You've done great at this, but no one's told you how well you've done at these books. I am your guide to tell you how to do it exactly step by step, and we will make sure your book is not only subjectively good, but also objectively in the eyes of your audience, what you're trying to captivate. Because that's what we want as creators. This is what we want as someone who shares ideas. If you want to check me out more, they're all down there in the description. If you want to see what makes a good book objectively, check out my first 2 books in the link of the description. Until then, keep on reading, keep on writing, and take care.